Good morning. This is your homework help video. Maybe I don't want red. Okay. Let's start with yesterday's. That was Monday. The first one says Alexis spent $44.85 at the grocery store. About how much money did Alexis spend rounded to the nearest dime? So all we're doing here is rounding this number, $44.85 to the nearest dime. Well, I know that 8 is in my dime place, which is my tenths. Everything in front is going to stay the same, so I know I can get rid of B. Then I look next door. 5 or greater, add 1 more, 4 or less, let it rest. So I know this is 5, so 5 or greater. I'm going to come back over here and add 1 more. So that's going to turn into a 9. Everything else turns to 0 or falls away. On the next one, Jonathan is finding a mass of different rocks. Jonathan is finding the mass of different rocks during science class. The first rock he measured has a mass of 325 kilograms. The second rock he measured has a mass of 348 kilograms. Which of the following representation correctly compares 325 thousandths and 348 thousandths? Our strategy, which you guys are really struggling with for some reason, is to line these up. I feel like you think you can just look at the numbers and know. And unfortunately, you showed on our district assessment that that's not true. So I need you using a strategy. The strategy is to line them up and go one place value at a time, starting with the largest. So both of these are 0. Then I'm going to move to my 10. Both of these are 3. Then I'm going to move to my hundredths, and I see I have a 2 and a 4. Well, that makes 348 thousandths the largest. So I need to come back over to my answer options and see which one shows that 348 thousandths is greater than 325 thousandths. So A says that they're equal. I know that's not true. B says that 325 thousandths is greater. We know that's not true. We know that C says 325 thousandths is greater. That's not true. But we can see D says that 348 thousandths is greater than 325 thousandths. On the next one, 5 and 324 thousandths rounded to the nearest hundredth. So the 2 is in our hundredths place. Everything in front is going to stay the same. You're going to look next door. 5 or greater, add 1 more. 4 or less, let it rest. So I've given you what place value you're rounding to. That's the biggest mistake I've seen you guys making, is you automatically want to round to the 10th place every time, regardless of what the paper says to do or the test. So let's look at the next one. Which inequality is true? So you need to add phantom zeros to each one so that they have the same number of digits. So you're going to have to line them up. This is 2, 700, and you're comparing it to 2 and 135 thousandths. Okay, this one is greater. Well, that's what this one says, but you still need to check all of these to make sure there's not a mistake somewhere. This is the strategy I want you using. Line them up by the decimal and put in your phantoms. On the next one, Kendra has 13 medium-sized bags of candy. Each medium-sized bag contains 20 candies. She has one large bag of candy that has 42 candies. Which of the following expressions represents how to find the number of candies she has in all? You guys are actually really good at these. We did great on our district assessment with these. So the medium-sized bags, they're saying one has 20 candies in it, but we're going to do that 13 times. So I know I can get rid of A and B. Then it says one bag has 42. So are we taking our 13 times 20 and multiplying that again, or are we adding 42 more to it? We're adding 42 more to it. We're not going to take 13 times 20 and then multiply that again by 42. Okay, on the next one, you need to write GEMDAS. Do we have grouping symbols? Yes. So I'm going to do 16.8 plus 4.2. Okay, so 16 and 8/10 plus 4 and 2/10. That gives me 10. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 1 more is 11, and 1 plus 1 is 2. 21.0 is the same as 21. So I'm going to rewrite my whole line of work. Okay. Do I have any more grouping symbols? No. Do we have any exponents? No. Anyone from the strong team? Yes. So here we're saying what times 3 gives me 21? You're dividing there. So 21 divided by 3 is, oh, I wrote the answer here. Divided by 3, not divided by 7, is 7 minus 2. So your last step is 7 minus 2, which I think you can handle solving on your own. Next, Dominic works 2 part-time jobs. His hours for each job are shown in the table below. So for job 1, he works 18 and 25/100 hours per week. And for job 2, he works 15 and 5/10 hours per week. How many more hours per week does Dominic work at job 1 than job 2? We're subtracting here. 18 and 25/100. We did really well on a question similar to this on our district assessment, but a couple of you lined up your numbers wrong. So you should have minus 15. You're lining up by the decimal and put in that phantom. Those phantoms have to go there. And then you can subtract. Next, Monica lives 256 and 3/10 miles from Dallas. Jackson lives 175 and 6/500 miles from Dallas. How much shorter in miles is Jackson's drive to Dallas than Monica's drive to Dallas? Again, subtracting 256 and 3/10 minus 175 and 6/500. Put in your phantoms. You're going to have regrouping here, so let's look at it. This becomes 10, so this becomes 2 because I borrowed from it. But I can't take 6 things from 2 things, so this becomes 12. This becomes 5. I can do 5 minus 5, so I'm going to move over. I can't do 7 things from 5 things, so this becomes 15, and that becomes 1. Now you can subtract. Jacob's doctor recommended he drink 85 ounces of water daily. Jacob drinks 8 and 6/10 ounces of water with his breakfast. Jacob drinks 4 ounces of water during snack and 12 and 6/10 ounces of water with his lunch. How many more ounces of water does Jacob need to drink to reach his goal? This is multi-step. Step 1 is to add up what he has already drank. So we need to add up 8 and 6/10. Watch where my 4 goes. It's in the ones place with my phantom. And then 12 and 6/10. So we're going to add these up. 6 plus 0 is 6, plus 6 more is 12. Bring down my decimal. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14, plus 1 more is 15. Okay, so far he has drank 25 and 2/10. A bunch of you are going to try and pick A. That's wrong. That's only step 1. We want to know how many more ounces he needs to drink to get to 85. So now we're going to subtract. We're going to do 85 minus 25 and 2/10. This becomes 10 because I can't take 2 things from no things, which makes this 4. 10 minus 2 is 8. Bring down your decimal. Can I take 5 things from 4 things? No. This becomes 14. This becomes 7. 14 minus 5 is 9. And 5 minus 2 is 5. Okay. And Thursday. Let me get back to my pen. Maybe. Oh boy. There we go. Okay. Morgan is looking at hamsters at the pet store. She wants to buy the heaviest hamster because she read heavier hamsters are healthier. The first hamster she weighed measured 87 hundredths of a pound. The second hamster weighed 82 hundredths of a pound. This is the strategy, guys, lining it up by the decimal. I need to see you doing that because you're getting these wrong. So we need to start in our ones place. They both have a 0, so we can't compare there. Next, our tenths place both have 8s. So now I need to look 7 and 2. 87 hundredths is the heavier hamster. So let's see. It was the first hamster that weighed this much. So which hamster does she want to buy, the first or the second? It's not the second, and it's not both of them because they're not equal. So I want you to look and determine which one's true, B or C. Next, Cindy spent $47.23 on a new shirt. The shirt, earrings and a purse, sorry. Cindy spent $47.32 on a new shirt, earrings, and a purse. The shirt cost $17.98. The earrings cost $8.63. How much did she spend on the purse? Okay, this is a multi-step problem. The first thing we need to do is figure out how much she spent on the items that we know their cost. So we're going to add together $16.98 plus $8.63. 8 plus 3 is 11. 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 6 is 16. 8 plus 6 is 14, plus 1 more is 15. And 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, a whole bunch of you are going to jump over here and pick answer B. That's wrong. We're not done. She spent a total of $47.32. If I subtract the $25.61 that we know she spent on the shirt and earrings, it will tell us how much was spent on the purse. So subtract and you will find your answer. Okay. And the last one for today is going to be very similar to question 1 on our district assessment. It says Mrs. Morris added 15 to the quotient. The quotient is the answer to a division problem of 327 and 3. What is the sum? Remember, in our order of operations, add comes after divide. So we're going to divide first because I can't add 15 to the quotient until I know what the quotient is. Actually, let me clear this so I have plenty of room. So we're going to start with 327 divided by 3. If you need your threes cheat sheet, make it all the way to 9. Cover up all your digits except for the first one. If I need $3 and the bank has $3, I can get my money one time. And I subtract. Am I done? No. Bring down my 2. If the bank has $2 and I need $3, can I get my money? No, I can get my money 0 times. Bring down my next digit. Now the bank has $27. Can I get my money? Yes, 9 times, and I'm going to empty the bank. So now I know the next step to my problem is to do 109 plus 15. Let me know if you need any other help.